Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. I was watching NXT tonight and I saw the big surprise that wasn't a surprise. Honestly, even though that I knew this was going to happen, I thought about this last week. I mentioned it in my NXT review, but somehow watching tonight's show, I got so sucked into it to the fact that William Regal was teasing the fact that there was a new acquisition that was coming to NXT that he had to greet and meet, and he came down to the ring and he brought out Austin Aries. Austin Aries, of course, making the jump from NXT. I apologize. He's making the jump from TNA to NXT after wrestling there for years. Of course, everybody knows the story where basically Austin Aries was done with Ring of Honor, and basically the USA people that at that time around WrestleMania 27 pitched the idea of why don't you have Austin Aries come on Tough Enough? And WWE pitched back to USA that they didn't think that he had what it takes and didn't want to put him on an episode of Tough Enough. They didn't even want to bring him on the show to get the buzz of having a top indie guy from Ring of Honor and just stack the deck against him, kick him off the first show, and just sort of take the buzz that you could get out of those Ring of Honor fans that Austin Aries was going to be there. They just left him at home. Austin Aries, of course, at that time, sort of looked over his career and actually thought about quitting wrestling. But instead, an offer from TNA came in, and he won the X Division Championship. I believe he held it for an entire calendar year, and then cashed it in. I believe he was the first guy to ever do Option C at Destination X, and he became the champion by beating. I think he beat Bobby Roode. I think he was the guy who finally ended Bobby Roode's streak, and that was really a big deal. But then after that, Austin Aries just never really was Austin Aries anymore. I know he fought with Ace and Eights and everything like that for a little bit, but he was making his way down to the ring, and it seemed like it was a really big deal. It seemed like the crowd didn't really know that he was coming out, and they were really loving the fact that they were getting a treat of seeing Austin Aries come down to the ring. But then out of the middle of nowhere, Baron Corbin attacked him. I'm guessing this is going to be setting up a match between Austin Aries and Baron Corbin at the NXT TakeOver Dallas show. When Baron Corbin was done beating up Austin Aries, he took his shirt and he threw it right at Regal, and he said, "This is for you." I guess this is him, being upset that when Joe and Samoa Joe and Sami Zayn got their rematch, that he was not added. Basically, he thought that he should have been added back into the title picture, but since he was eliminated from the match, they sort of felt that it didn't really matter about him, and he's pissed. So this sort of makes sense. I remember at the time when the spoiler leaked out that he got beat up by Baron Corbin, it was sort of a surprise of, why Baron Corbin? Why this? But we got it. That's it. It's about halfway through the NXT show. It's looking like a pretty good one. There's a lot of good matches on here with a lot of enhancement talent. Emma wrestled against Santana Garrett. I believe she's from Shimmer. The Vaudevillains fought against some guys that I'd never seen before. And tonight's match that's just about to start is with a guy that I've never seen before. So we'll see what goes on with the end of it. But wow, big debut for Austin Aries, getting his ass kicked.